So let's get started. First thing, first thing as always, right? I want to see the first thing that they do.
I'm not gonna money match, bro. I literally money match Pluto $20. I put down
Big
fifty
weakness
dollars
of
on
yours is
Pluto.
characters with a better
That's
punish
literally
game
it.
and better
He was like,
mobility.
bet.
All
He's
right,
gonna
all
get
right.
three stocks me every game. I got it. Fuck.
Okay, this is gonna tell you a lot right here. They're a turnip puller, and I don't know. Like you can basically tell like exactly how they're gonna want to play as soon as they lead the game with pulling a turnip, and that's a really safe thing to do on small battlefields. So I guess that's fine. As far as picking stages against Daisy and Peach, I'd have to think about that for a second because I don't really dislike them on any stage. I, of course, like Falcon likes Kalos. I like Yoshi's. Um, Small battlefield, I'm a fan of. I would not want PS2 because they are really good. They're able to get like that 2 frame down air, the float down air on the ledge really easily on PS2. I feel like because of the way that the ledges are shaped. So I don't like that pretty much. But stage wise, I mean, I don't feel that bad against them on any particular stage. But they do get a free turnip pull here, right? Yeah, PS2 is not. You don't want to take them there. I don't feel like. So okay. So what do they do with the turnip first thing?
Shit it on.
Okay, and then they retreat. So you're already dealing with like they don't want to touch you. They don't want to interact with you. They want to um, like this is you can kind of tell like just at this deep into the game, they want minimal interactions and they probably just want to fucking Twitter combo you off of a single interaction. So with this in mind, your game plan at this point in the game should be okay. Like I really need to pick my opportunities wisely because they are gonna retreat and probably just focus on the pure like. And this is a PR player, right? So you can already kind of trust that they know what they're doing, right? But that should be your game plan at this juncture, is to pick your opportunities very carefully because you're probably going to get zero to death if you know if you whiff too much at them. So let's see how you do it.
Anyways,
Okay.
Tom Rock.
So I mean,
I got fucking shitted on.
got stuck on the platform first thing. They led with that. I mean, you know,
God. Oh god. Tom fraud. Tom biggest fraud, bro.
okay, all right. I don't hate this. You're scoping it out, getting your okay. Yeah, I like that a lot. That's exactly what I would recommend.
He's got that royal.
You had a lot more there. That was just a flubbed combo. I want to see it again.
Wes no stranger to this matchup though. He's got
You had another up air there. I'm looking. That's looking like an like execution problem. You don't really want to land on Peach like that. Like her anti-air game with up air is super good, super disjointed. Even a dash attack is a really difficult thing to land on. So you put yourself in a pretty bad position here. I would try to not roll on the platform here because she doesn't really have to pick and choose. Like she can just do another aerial right here. So I would just like stay in your shield and look for the jump. I would keep my momentum kind of more ambiguous, and pick which platform I wanted to land on, or just on the ground. But rolling on there doesn't help you much because they can just do another up air by the time your roll is done. So I mean, just wouldn't really recommend that just in general. Okay. This was this was risky. I think they were just slow on the punish because they were trying to do the float cancel back air. Or but like just landing with dare. I wouldn't lead with dare here. This is like the first time that you've really thrown like a direct attack like from disadvantage, and dare is just not safe. So like landing with dare is like the Falcon problem. Just land with nair. Do nair as a scouting tool because you get like you're gonna get 2 hits in. So if they're expecting the 1 hit from nair 1 or from dare, try to land with nair 2 more often. Usually they'll pull the trigger in response to the first thing that touches your shield. So the nair 2 will probably hit them, and then you'll get like a good conversion off of that usually. But just the dare was just not very. There was no way in hell that dare was going to land, and you could have eaten major shit for it. That's the takeaway. Um, the up B out of shield, their drift is really ambiguous, so I wouldn't really rely on Dare out of shield in this matchup very much. Oh, I mean up B out of shield in this matchup. What you might do is, um, honestly, I would just want to like full hop away. Like in retrospect, I feel like if I was like on my dumb shit right here, I probably would have tried like to short hop down air because there's a good chance that she's going to throw another aerial out, and then I could convert off of that. But short hop down air is like been my like kind of my kick lately, so it's probably not the best idea. I feel like it might have worked, but you know, reviewing, yeah, we are. It's more VOD review. Yeah, after the back air, especially because you don't have a read on their habits as far as whether or not they want to cross you up. The up B was just kind of a panic response, a little bit ill advised. I would have, you know, just full hop out, try to disengage. Don't commit to a punish this early in the game. You're barely 30 seconds into the first game with this person. You don't have a clean read on them just yet. And like if you had gotten the cross up, you know, you would have had that, sure. But look at what you're risking, and in exchange for like, you know, 20%. So just not the move at this point. That's just like a playing nervous kind of thing. Because look, I mean, they just you know floated and got the guaranteed punish. You know. So now you're getting, okay. That was a good roll in. Okay, so you go for the, yeah, you go for the dare there also, covering the little slow on that. That's a good way to catch the float. I like that. They kind of fucked up a bit. They Peach and Daisy can auto cancel, but not from this height. At about like, if her head was like here-ish, like a little bit higher, then that can auto cancel. So that's something you got to be on the lookout for. Just like short hop side B can auto cancel for her. But yeah, you got a good punish there. You know, good stuff. This is stray hit, percents. So far so good. Gonna go for another roll here. No, stalled on the ledge. Okay, getting coveraged on. Yeah, okay. That was just a little unfortunate. They're just good, you know. Here's some Peach matchup specific advice. When they're gonna turnip at you like this, it's usually pretty telegraphed, and it is actually not that hard to Z grab the turnips that they throw at you because they move slowly through the air. You can get a pretty good read on the trajectory before it's too late. So like right here, right? You don't have to go deep. You don't have to like dip low to dodge it. You can Z grab it, and you're still completely actionable after a Z grab. So you could have like Z grabbed and then neutral air dodged and then recovered through, and then you have a turnip, and now they're off stage and you're on the ledge. Z grabbing the turnips that they throw at you is really nice in the matchup because they want to go for the Gemp, right? Pretty much always. But they move in a pretty predictable trajectory, so definitely keep that in mind. It's a good thing to have in your back pocket because you know that puts you in a really good position to try to like reverse edge guard them. But you know that was just good. That was just good. Okay, all right. Falcon Kick, not the worst in this matchup. They do love their floats and stuff, and Falcon Kick's pretty great at catching those out. So let's count the times that you get punished for doing an approaching down air. You've done 2 already, and this is the 3rd. So two approaching down airs, and you've gotten punished for all 3 of them. Okay, so 1 out of 4 times it worked in your favor. Good, dash tech, that's what you want to see. Why are you dashing back? Why are you dashing back with Captain Falcon? Ooh, I like that up B there, actually. It's kind of out of nowhere. So be ready for that. Peach is one of those characters, and I guess Daisy if you're lame. is one of those characters that wants to catch you if they poke you. So be ready for that. Like be ready to dodge back or up B. Um, Pretty much always. It's not worth it because they will try to convert. It's never a real conversion, but just be ready that they want it. That was unfortunate. You got the wall tech there, the unintentional ultimate wall tech. Okay. Getting shield poked by the up airs there, see? Good, good. Woo! Hmm. I mean, yeah, this just reeks of nerves. Yeah, the Z drop ledge trump setup is just really good in general. So I mean, so something about the rhythm here. What a lot of people mess up with against Peach and Daisy is they use the wrong rhythm. You know how in Ultimate you can like jump and attack, and it was slightly unsafe, and they jump, and now you're covering their falling aerial, and now you're like it's the ultimate, right? I think like Void talked about it, like um, there's just kind of this like really repetitive like teleports behind you mentality of like jump and do an aerial, jump and do an aerial, jump and do an aerial, and like each one just blocks and turn all that thing. Peach and Daisy don't do that. So this right here, you were basically like playing it like they had like um, what's the verbiage I want to use here? Because of their jump cancel fast fall, they don't have to play that game. They don't have to play the take turns landing aerials kind of game. So the tempo that you have to play the game at against them is going to be different. Let me go back a little bit more. So like that, right? How like she jumped up and then landed with an aerial. That's classic Ultimate. That's like that's vanilla. Because of float, and that was a good buffer off of there. So like they can change the rhythm of the game. They can jump cancel and then land with that aerial. So that's like a constant threat. They can do their aerials as if they were tilts, and they don't have to play the same like jump up fall down game. That they just don't. So the only downside that they really have is that their options are kind of stubby. Again, just too much. Yeah, like just going for like a big YOLO up B. You didn't have it, man. You didn't have it. You didn't have to panic there. That didn't really help you. So Peach, like her rising aerials aren't that scary. So it's not the worst thing to like jump above her to disengage. Because she's gonna get like an up air. Is she gonna be able to convert off of that up air? Probably not. Maybe she's gonna try to juggle it best. It's an up air and maybe a turnip and whatever, right? Which that's pretty good for her. She's a good character. But if she's like bullying your shield with a bunch of like float cancel shit on your shield, and you can't punish that. First of all, I actually want to see if I can. I want to see if maybe Footstool Falcon Kick out of shield would be really good in that matchup. I need to find more Peaches. I want to try that myself. But honestly, just short hop Falcon Kick is sometimes good because they're so light, right? That you can just kill them with that. If they're doing multiple shits on your shield, it's sometimes not the worst idea to just do like a full hop Falcon Kick against them. Because they're pressing so many buttons, I generally find that this is very like dubious G&G advice, but Falcon Kick is not the worst idea against a character who lacks range and presses a lot of buttons. She spends more time doing shit than she does in shield, and Falcon Kick can be the play, especially aerial Falcon Kick, because you can just kind of like head ass through her stuff. So like you're doing like a full hop, and the same kind of thing that she does actually. Now that I think about it, that's a really good parallel. The same way that Peach can like jump, float, cancel, and then land with an aerial real quick. Just like if this is short hop height, she can be like, "Oh fuck you, just kidding." Like I didn't have to go that far. Falcon can kind of do the same thing, but only with Falcon Kick, where he's like, "Oh, like you thought I was gonna, go up to my full short hop height? Just kidding. It was actually full hop Falcon Kick, motherfucker." And you can break through. Basically, aerial Falcon Kick will beat any move that she's doing or trade favorably. So you can kind of leverage that. And again, this is like some like be sure about it, or be pretty confident about it. Like don't just lead with this, but yeah, Falcon Kick and aerial Falcon Kick can definitely be your friend. AFK is really kind of good for undoing her pressure, but just kind of leave that in your back pocket, I guess. But to disengage more safely, do your full hop, because at worst she's going to get like a straight up air and then try to set up with a turnip and just reset neutral. Like she's not going to combo you to death off of whatever she anti-airs you with. Okay, no up air in time there, so that was a little. Why didn't you get that? You just not think that it would work? Okay. Yeah, there you go. That. Whoa, hang on. What are you doing here? Do not full up and up and use it. Think about it, man. Like, it's okay to disengage and not get killed. Just reset neutral, but that double jump there, very, very, very almost got you killed. Very almost got you killed. She was throwing that fucking down air at the ledge, right? You're trying to phantom. I guess not the worst idea, but you're not going to really get that height if she's doing her flow shit on there. So I would not recommend. If she is going to be floating like that, sometimes I like to trade favorably with like a drop up air, like a drop jump up air, and take my percent there. If we trade, then I take like I don't know, like 2% from like the one hit of the down air, and I can just be back to ledge with my invincibility, and she takes 10%. So it's like, and if I just win outright, which is sometimes more likely to happen, then I can convert off of that as well. But drop jump up air, if she's already floating, it's tricky for her to land in shield in time, because she's got to go through her own little process, or she's like already in the middle of an aerial and she's got to go through the landing leg there. So while she does that, drop jump up air is not the worst idea. Maybe not this early into the game. I still want you to get your downloads more under control here. You're kind of forcing these interactions against the Daisy before you really have a clear idea of what you want, I think. So I want to see more patience just in the like play neutral a little bit more, because you're not familiar with their pattern anyway. I think you need just more raw time playing neutral. This is a big problem for me when I play people significantly better than me. You are playing the exact same game as them. That is the same Daisy as if you opened up training mode and played a CPU. They are not immortal. They are not more durable than you. They are not stronger than you. They are playing better mentally than you. You know how you beat that? You play better mentally back. Trying to rush in and force situations to happen just because they have more documented results than you is how they keep getting better documented results than you. They're just human, dude. They're just humans playing the same children's party game as you. They don't over respect people. It doesn't really help. I guess like you want to respect them, but you don't want to over respect them. Like there's no like solid like rule of thumb for this, but I feel like against this person, pretend that they're half as good as they are, and let them prove you wrong. Actually, I think that is the good rule of thumb. Pretend that they are half as good as they are, and let them prove you wrong. I like that a lot, actually. I think I stumbled onto something pretty good there. They are also a good player is not going to go like full, you know, they're not gonna start with fucking Super Saiyan 3 against somebody who hasn't proven that they need it, right? People do escalate their effort levels depending on the opponent. So somebody that you know could go fucking, I don't know, what the fuck are we up to now? Ultra Instinct something or other, whatever. Somebody who could go like crank it up to a 10 isn't going to start at a 10. They're probably going to sit there at like a real comfy, sustainable, maybe a 4, and they're going to see if 4 is enough to beat you. If your max is 6, 7, I don't know. I'm pulling numbers out of my ass. It's completely arbitrary. If you can crank it up at max to like a 6 or a 7, you can beat them at a 4. If they, you have to force them to crank that up. So instead of assuming that they're going to start out at, you know, like nuclear Gandhi levels, just play the game that they're giving you. Don't give them more respect than what they're showing you they deserve. You know? If you find yourself over-respecting somebody, cut it in half and work your way up. That's good advice. That's good advice. Good job, me. Okay. Good weird hit conversion. Okay, here's something fun. Specifically against floaties, and Peach and Daisy in particular, because they have float as a bonus option, try the 64. Just trust me on this. Try the 64. She would have been dead. What do? They want to float. You already stole the jump. They have the extra option of float, and the 64 just fucking nabs them, dude. And what happens if you had missed? If they had air dodged instead? Because that was it. They either had to air dodge or get hit by the 64, right? If they had air dodged, slow, like floaties, are in so much in lag from that air dodge that you can make it back to the ground before they can. Like, go for your up B, you know, fast fall it back, try not to SD, don't whizzy it, but go for the up B, fast fall it back, and at worst you're resetting neutral. It's really good against floaties. I would definitely recommend it. If the positioning isn't there, like, well, okay, in this situation, let me see again. Yeah, so they could have probably, because you drifted it back here, they could have probably, if you had committed to the 64, I think it would have just worked, like, outright, and you could have drifted it back and done all that safe shit I just said. Because you drifted it back in this situation, if they had, they could have tried to reversal you with up B if they had, you know, just DI'd out and tried it. But if you commit to it, if you commit to the 64 against floaties, you can 50-50 them, and it's pretty good. Like, for relatively low risk, you just kind of reset neutral against them because you can make it back first. It's at least do it to them at least once, because then they have to go out of their way to respect it. Like, offer them the 50-50 that they die if they don't respect, and now they have one more thing to worry about every time you start up airing them. So it's just good to have in your pocket, yeah. So would have worked here, probably would have killed. Where the fuck did you go? Why did you go back to center stage here? I assume that you were looking for like ledge drop forward air, right? I assume that's what you were looking for. If that is what you're expecting, just up B it, man. It's fine. It is not that safe. What is it? It looked like a misinput. At least like you looked like you probably wanted the dash dance back in. What is her for? It is okay. It's -8 on shield, so maybe up B isn't quite the move. That's way safer than I thought it was. But remember that aerials off the ledge are not going to be spaced perfectly. They're not going to be landed at maximum safety, so it's less of a problem. Because they're doing it from like a weird funky height, right? And they're very few times going to land the perfect like ground level aerial. So all they have to rely on is range, and up B beats range. So if you were thinking drop ledge fair, then up B was your buddy there. So right here, This is definitely you over respecting. They were threatened. They double jumped, and I think they had already used their float here too. Did they? Let me see. No, they hadn't. Yeah, like this. There's no reason that should have been anything but an up air. You're just just respecting him too much. Um, this just kind of looks like you're not like really respecting their sharking pressure. Um, One of the big like mid-level trappings is having to run off of the platform either direction to get up to get down. Just tap down, man. Just tap down. Because a good player like that knows that they're fighting, like if they're doing like mid-level killer tactics, they're just gonna cover one side of the platform. They're just gonna do it. And that's exactly what we saw here. He's like, oh, he's on the platform. Okay, here we go. I'm gonna just shit this rainbow out. In case he runs off the ledge and bada bing, bada bing, bada boom, there you are. Just tap down. Don't give them a 50-50 shot of what you're going to do to get down off the platform. Create more options that they have to pick from. It's not that bad. That was good. Okay. This is, I used to play Peach, so like I knew here that you were going to bump into the stage, but it does send you, like, the cross-up potential is there. It'll send you the other direction if you are in the other direction. So like at this point, you definitely could have known that you would have teched the stage on reaction. Yeah, and you died for it, but it's fine. There's another approaching down air. Didn't really do you any favors. Got you cornered in the ledge. Okay, now you're just getting Twitter comboed by a good Peach, and that's all right. What's going on here too? Okay, so that more or less got you killed because then you had to fight your way out of the corner. Misinput. That's fine. Shield pressure into catching you trying to anti-air into good conversions. I guess that was the right move. Just waiting, but like, I don't know. The ledge jump afterwards was kind of telegraphed, and I feel like they probably should have had that on you. That almost worked. That almost worked. There you go. Catch the weird landing timing, yeah. Okay, all right. Catching these cross-ups now. This is kind of what happens if you give yourself a chance to learn what your opponent is doing. So, not the worst. Okay, they threw out the kind of YOLO option, but they're up a stock. They can afford to do it. Now there are 2 stocks, so you might see more side B come out. Side B is like it's the Peach Raptor boost, man. It's fun. Yeah, and anytime Peach Daisy is gonna be like up a stock, they're gonna go for it. They're gonna go for everything they've ever training moded before. Okay. Oh shit! You almost got mega fucked. I feel like you're playing terrified. You're playing terrified. Like you tried to dash in and then dash back. Like you know who you play. You can't do that. Captain Falcon doesn't dash in, dash out. If you dash in, you're doing something, and it's not dash out. But I mean, you're just kind of getting hit by shit now. Yeah. You just played terrified. Like you didn't really do anything like from this point onward. Or no, okay, you got the straight hit to kill, right? All the decisions that you made are just terrified. Like you're just scared shitless, and you didn't have to be, right? Like, okay. So you know, you got the stray hit here. You know, this is winnable. This is totally winnable. You're playing Captain Falcon, man. Like, Peach dies at 60. Get her to 60 twice. That's totally doable. You know, that's if you just got to get, like, you know, if you are like 4 neutral wins away from winning this game, but you're playing so scared that there's no way you're gonna get them. So like you're like going in like in close quarters and then just panicking and shielding against somebody who has great shield pressure. You're like what the fuck is this down air for? Like what is that gonna do? That's not gonna beat and like immediately jumping as soon as you're like, you know, you got hit by the turnip. Like, she's still in the air, she's still coming after you. Like, there was no reason to jump there. You're just spooked. And I wish I could give you like more specifics to really analyze here, but the specifics don't matter because you're in general just playing like you're playing like you lost 2 games ago. And it's only game 2, bro. Like you're playing so you're trying to respect everything, and that's not how Peach and Daisy play. They have a lot of options that they could be doing at any given moment. You can't respect all of them at once. It's impossible. You just got to respect the ones that'll kill you at any given moment. Like a crazy down tilt combo starter, right? Or like a head height down air. That's pretty scary too, right? Or if they have a turnip and you're like in like a little short hop toss range. Like those are really the only things you got to start looking out for. Everything else is stray hits, and Daisy doesn't really kill off of stray hits. She can set up traps and pull turnips off of stray hits. That's, you know, that's concerning, but she doesn't win outright off of stray hits. So what you can do to kind of mentally prepare for this better is be get more comfortable with the range of her turnip throws. If she does get turnip, let me dial this back one step. The reason that you're like forcing all these interactions is that you don't want her to get her set play, right? And get her turnips and shit, and like really like you don't want her to get scary. You know, you don't want her to set up. And that's forcing you to just approach nonstop, unsafely. And half the time you're not even like approaching with shit. You're just like running up and shielding, or like running up and dashing back, which is basically like running up and taunting. You're just kind of removing the need for her to play the game because you're going to give her what she wants anyway. You're so concerned about giving her a turnip, I guess, or just like letting her do her own thing, that she doesn't even have to do her own thing. You see what I'm saying? You're really just kind of giving her everything she wants for no effort. So think of it this way. Let's say, like how do you not be afraid to let her do her thing? Like, what's so scary about her getting a turnip anyway, right? She's scary with the turnip. Don't get me wrong, but it's not as scary if you know how to play around it. When I play against Peaches, a lot of what I like to do if they have a turnip is I can try to bait that out. What I like to do is let me switch on over. Instead of I'm gonna do this using OBS here, so it's gonna be kind of gross, but bear with me. Actually, I think I'm actually done with this mod. Let me just switch over and try to play for real, right?
Captain Falcon.
Set her to about like level 8, should be good. So just as like a quick example of what I'm talking about, if she does pull turnip, I don't know if she will, because I wish I had the training mod. Come on, pull turnip. Pull turnip, you old son of a bitch. Come on. Ooh. See if you fucking me up right now. Come on. Pull turnip. There we go. Okay, so she's got a turnip now. Let me see if I can show you how I want to play this. See? So like she was in a position where she's very likely to throw a turnip coming off the ledge. So I came in with a retreating air dodge. And if it had worked, it would have caught the... you can do like, you know, short hop air dodge to like try to catch those. And like I said, she doesn't really get a whole lot off of like challenging your shit directly. Like if she goes up to like short hop, full hop height to try to challenge... If she tries to hit you in the air, it's just going to be a straight hit, right? So that's why I don't really mind coming in here with like some of these. Like, oh, like you thought I was gonna like throw the turnip. Like, just kidding. Like I was actually in here trying to catch your turnip. Catch their turnips, man. There's items in play, and you can do some shit with that. This thing's fucking me up, dude. What the fuck? See what I mean? Like, you hit the ground about the same time. You're resetting neutral. Like that, see? Well, I jumped right into that because I'm an idiot. Come on. Okay, and look, there was no consequence to that, really. I don't really care about these straight up airs, you know? It's okay to be up at full hop height. Oh, we just gotta be ready to attack if they do hit. That's also not a bad idea. Just, I don't know, man. I think the big takeaway here is that you need to have plans. Like, so what if they get these things? Like, you don't have to play so scared around it. As long as if you have like an idea like of what you would want to do about what she's doing. I'm saying absolute fucking nonsense right now. If you have a game plan for if she gets her turnips in play, if she has like, if you plan ahead for the bad scenario, it doesn't become scary. You don't have to panic in the bad scenario. You don't have to try to like just rush them to prevent the bad scenario. Just play into the bad scenario, you know? Like, accept it as the worst case scenario and just figure out how to muddle through. It's alright. It's really not that bad. Move around with Peach in training mode and see how she moves. Yeah, do that. Like, for sure do that. Oh, here's the short hop auto cancel height. BT dubs. I used to play this bitch for a while, but I learned her in Smash 4, and you could do C-stick in the air. I just can't, I can never do it in Ultimate. Oh, hello. Come on. I don't know. She, you know... How do you do this? I used to know. So, one of Peach's big movement tools is jump cancel fastfall. And what you do with that is you jump, right? you're holding down jump as Peach. What you do is you hold down a little bit. She starts to float, and you just release. How the fuck does it work? Yeah, there you go. Yeah. Okay. So she jumps. She holds down to initiate a float. And then she can immediately fast fall. So it kills her entire like vertical momentum, and she just fast falls from any height. I'm so fucking bad at Peach. I could never get the hang of her in Ultimate, man. Anyway. Point is, I'm getting way too distracted because I kind of miss playing Peach. Point is, when she does this, she's using her float to do it. So when she does these, she is, if you can catch one, you have taken away her float. And that's big to know in matchup. Fuck. Fuck, dude. There it is. Anyway. Getting distracted notwithstanding, that's going to be your big takeaway. Just don't play so scared, man. Like, it's okay. Like, if you're really worried about, like, them being a PR player, that's just a player, dude. It's just a player, and they will die just the same as anybody else. Make them work for it, you know? Treat them like they're bad until they prove to you that they're willing to play good. Because they're not going to start out at full power, you know? They're just not. They're not going to start out at, like, at full throttle. They're not. They're going to work up to whatever you give them. So make them ramp it up. They're going to be playing at an accessible level to you when the game starts, you know? Yeah, I think that's pretty much all you need, dude. Because once you learn to relax against a player who's better than you, they stop being that much better than you. That's about it, man. That's about it.